All right, Robbie. We have somebody on. It's pretty spectacular. I love it when we get the crossover.
Yeah.
And today it's a crossover from, two hobbies of ours. Mm-hmm. Watching shows that have irreverent humor.
Yes.
Like Workaholics.
Yeah.
And running. And it turns out Anders. Are we going to call you Durs or Anders? Like which is it?
You know what? It's if you just call me Durs, then you avoid any kind of mispronunciations, and we're good.
We did have a discussion early on if it was Anders or Anders.
Yeah. What is it?
Yeah. Also, like the Durs works for me.
Oh, wow. I like the Durs.
Preposition.
Your Dursness. No, whatever works for you guys. You can call me Slowpoke.
Okay.
I know what we're doing here. We're talking running.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, and you know that Robbie and I are like just as fast as Kipchoge, so
Yeah,
of
you
course.
should be totally intimidated.
I noticed the intimidation as soon as you came on the screen. So
Yeah.
sorry, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, you have
No
to deal
doubt.
with that.
Anyway,
But,
we
No,
mentioned.
this is fun. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Definitely. So go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was going to
Thomas?
say we mentioned that like Workaholics, which is entirely too entertaining. And just to get ready
Appreciate
for this
it.
interview, I don't know if you did this, Robbie, but I went to YouTube
Yeah,
and I watched Dur's Greatest Hits, basically.
the Durs Greatest Hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
So
Cool. So I have one.
you do.
Did you make that?
Because yeah. Thank you, Grandma. Your greatest fear is that like you're the one who doesn't have a greatest hits on YouTube. You're like, I hope I got one. So that's nice. That's good to hear.
Yeah. There's a couple other guys on that show with you. I'm not really familiar with them, but there's
would
curly hair
know.
guy
Blake.
and bodybuilder guy,
Blake and
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm blanking. Crap.
and then there's a guy who's not on.
Jobs are jobs. You have one, you get another one. It's not like they're super good friends of mine. Who
Did you meet
we
them
created
through
a show
running?
together with. You know what? We were basically running comedy in LA. We met doing sketch comedy. And Adam and Blake actually went to college together down at OCC, Orange Coast Community College. As they like to say, go Pirates. And then I met Adam in an improv class, and he was like, "Oh, you got to meet my buddy Blake." And then we just started making videos just before this thing called YouTube came out that I think you guys know a little bit about.
Yeah.
And then instead of like having to con our friends into coming to see our live shows again for like free beer or whatever, we were like, now you can just send this link and like send it to your friends if you think it's funny. And such a game changer.
Yeah, you guys were like in on YouTube in the early days, back when it was a Wild West.
Back
there.
when they called it talkies.
the YouTube like comedy like splash page was SNL.
Yeah.
Like it was like Johnny Carson. If you were on the front page of the YouTube comedy page, your life could change overnight. And we were never on the front page.
But do you remember when
we were
like,
scrapping for it?
Do you remember like a particular video or something that just kind of hit and you're like, holy shit, we got something here?
Of us?
Yeah.
Look, this is a, I don't know how family friendly this is, but we had a
Not very.
we had a spoof of something called Bang Bus, and I'll leave it at that.
I remember Bang Bus.
That got the most hits because people clicked on it because it, and then essentially the whole thing was like, we pick up a girl, we drive around, and then we just like strike out because we're super nervous to like talk to her, and then she just gets out and was like, hey, thanks for the ride, and every comment was like, you guys are idiots, I would have scored. And we're like, this isn't real, and no, you wouldn't have. But yeah, so that was our big hit, but wasn't even like a hit. It was just like a weirdos clicked on it thing.
How many people at that time were doing? Was the Lonely Island around that same time as well?
Yeah, so Lonely Island was doing stuff, but Lazy Sunday kind of put YouTube on the map as far as comedy because somebody had posted on it. Maybe even NBC posted it on YouTube. And then people were like sending that link around on Monday morning or whatever. And that kind of opened the floodgates. But like a bunch of other people, Donald Glover's sketch group, and those guys had stuff. Who else was out there? Whitest Kids You Know were doing sketches.
Yeah.
It was a wild, wild west.
So then, and maybe And I would say that people are probably most familiar with Workaholics. That was, how many seasons did you actually run with that?
We did seven
Yeah.
seasons, 80 something episodes.
And I think especially for a lot of people like myself, it was kind of that post-collegiate time in life when you're like not sure what the hell is going on. So it like really kind of hit home, I think, with a lot of people.
In between, like being
growing
a
up.
student and being a professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, so wait, we have to grow up now? And look, there's some people who graduate college and just go straight into adulthood. And that's amazing. We couldn't figure that out. And so we made a show about it.
That's awesome. And so maybe a little bit of backstory. Where'd you grow up, or like, where are you from? I know
I grew up outside Chicago, a place called Evanston.
Wait, hold on. I can't let this one go. Robbie wanted
What
you
happened?
to know that he already knows where you're from, but he's only asking this for
I
the
might have
audience.
done a little,
Well, sure, you've done your research.
little Wikipedia.
But I like that as a host, Robbie needs. He's like, I know the answer to this, but go ahead.
I mean, why
share
don't
it
you
with
just
the
read it
people.
off the computer real quick? No, I grew up in Evanston, Illinois, which is like on the north side of Chicago.
Nice. And you were athletic growing up, correct?
Yeah, I was athletic off land. I swam. I was a swimmer. So that was my thing. I
Wait a
wasn't
second.
too good at any other kind of ball sports and stuff.
Where did you swim in college?
Yeah, I swam at the University of Wisconsin.
Okay, I have a friend who's Michigan, probably around the same time you were there.
Okay, who was that?
Brian Weinberg.
Brian Weinberg. I don't know, but Michigan was a strong team, so
They're good
I'm
swimmers.
sure he was faster than me. Yeah, and Phelps was there. Like he didn't swim
you
on
might
the
be a little
team
older.
because he couldn't, but he trained with them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm 41, so like
Okay, yeah, so you're closer to
I might be a
his
lot
older
older.
brother, Eric Weinberg, who swam for Maryland. But yeah,
that's how it works. All these brothers and sisters.
well, it's because you got to have access to a
Crazy.
pool. So if you have access to a pool, you probably have siblings, and
or you got
compete
access to that gene pool, man.
against- Yeah. So,
You know what I'm saying?
Liverpool.
but that
Right,
explains
that
like
wingspan.
we should probably let people know that this is kind of the coolest thing for us. Like you said that the Bang Bus really put you on the map. We were doing a post.
And I can't say thank you enough to Bang Bus and everything they've done for us. They did send us weirdly a box of T-shirts, hats, and towels.
Were they clean?
Not eventually, no. But like, big shout out. They appreciated it. We appreciate them. But yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. So our big breakout was we did a post, and I got this message, and it just said, I forget your Instagram handle, Durs, numbers.
Durs 808.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I was like, this guy's got a blue check, and I was like, well, what's up with the blue check? So I click on it. I'm
No
like,
big deal.
oh my God, this is Durs. Like this is, and so I hey Robbie, you're never gonna believe this. The guy from Workaholics? Which guy? Not that guy, but that guy.
Not that guy. The boss? No. Oh, like the neighbor guy? No.
Yeah. I'm like, he commented, he must dig shoes. And so I hit you up in the DM, but I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then I contacted, I think I saw a picture, you were doing something, and you're wearing Asics. So
I did the Malibu Triathlon last year.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And so I reached out to our friend at Asics and said, hey, there's from Workout. He goes, I know. We send him shoes.
Yeah, they hooked me up with the nooses,
These are
man.
try.
We'll
Yeah.
get into it, but those are like the greatest shoe.
Nice.
So good. But yeah, they've been super nice. But yeah, so actually with swimming, before my freshman year, the coach was like, here's the deal. Start running this summer because we're going to be doing a lot of running to cross train. And I was like, oh, okay. And that's actually when I got into running. And I'm not the biggest runner. My wife is a runner. She's a marathoner.
Nice.
So I was like trying to keep up with her and stuff. But that is when I got involved in running and started doing triathlons when I was very young and still could swim. And until just recently took like a 20-year hiatus from triathlons, but had some fun.
20 years hiatus. See, you do the part of triathlons that terrify me. I've done 2. And getting in the water, I go into complete panic.
Yeah, I have
But so do I though.
zero
Okay.
desire because of that.
You really do. So I'm literally like I'm imagining like you're graceful, you jump in the water and you're one of those guys
It
that
is beautiful,
create some
yeah.
space for yourself. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
is sweet.
Speedo, I'm picturing. I don't, it could be a lot of things.
Just-
But but when I get in the
You
water,
keep picturing it.
yeah,
It's
I mean, it's not that hard. I've seen you on the show in many outfits that I've committed to memory. But you get out in that water and people are banging up against you, and there's, splashing, kicking. You can't normally see the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, you're saying that you also have the panic feeling?
I don't love the ocean. So every time I like take a breath and then I look back down, I'm just like waiting to look and see just like a shark's mouth and teeth like coming straight at me. But there's other people around me that I hope the shark gets to first.
So what distance are you doing?
I did the Olympic distance.
So what's that swim?
What is that swim? I think it's like an 800-meter swim.
Okay, so you're crushing that.
Maybe it's a mile and a half. I don't know what it is. But yeah, it's
almost the same.
to have a background in swimming, you have a leg up, but it's so slow. Swimming is so slow that the advantage you have as opposed to cycling or even running is like minuscule. So like if you have a quick transition, you can catch somebody who was a minute and a half ahead of you who's putting on socks while you're just jumping in your cycling shoes.
Yeah, I never thought about that. You're right, because in terms of speed, you can definitely close some gaps later on.
Yeah. Well, I would argue the advantage you have is you're not you don't spend as much energy if you have like a good stroke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you're not panicking.
Like some people are just spinning their wheels, but like if you have a decent stroke and the water's not too choppy and you're not having to like pop up too high to sight, you're not tired you're not exhausted when you get on the bike.
Right.
All the things he just said to you, though, Robbie.
Yeah.
My first triathlon.
You did.
I almost was dog paddling at one point just to see the water. It was choppy, and I thought I was going to die before the first. They had like inflatable pylons.
I would just be doing the dead man's
Right.
float, hoping that the current is carrying me that way.
It's not.
Okay.
No, it's definitely not. Oh, by the way, in the Malibu Triathlon, my swim, I was like, oh, I didn't go as fast as I thought I was going to go. And then one of the officials afterwards was like, how'd you like the race? I'm like, it's pretty good. He's like, did the swim feel a little long? And I was like, why? And he goes, yeah, right after we said go, one of the floaty things started floating away.
Drifting.
And we had to like stop it. So everybody went an extra like 400 meters or something. And I was like,
wow.
Oh, okay, great. That explains
And if it was
a
800
ton.
meters, you're almost doing 1.5.
Yeah.
It was something crazy. And I was just like, very cool.
Were you the biggest star at the Malibu triathlon?
No, I don't know. So here, and we can. This is not interesting, but this is a stand that I've taken. So on Saturday is the Olympic distance, right? That's like the legit competition. Then on Sunday, there's like the classic distance, which is just a little bit shorter, and that's when they have the celebrity division, right? And they've got celebrities. I can't remember who, but like people are doing it.
Like John Stamos?
I think he's done it. I think like John Cryer does it. Like Jimmy Tatro did it from
I was kind of kidding about
Home
John
Economics,
Stamos,
and Stamos was out there too in a Speedo. Picture that. And so people are doing it, but I'm like, why are they doing this shorter? It's not that much shorter. Just do the Olympic distance.
Right.
And there's a relay also. So I think next year or this year, I'm going to do the Olympic distance on Saturday. And then I'm trying to get Blake and Adam to do a relay with me on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Because the swim, again, it's like, it's negligible on Sunday.
And you would get the best, like for you, your strongest leg. And then you throw one of them into who?
Adam's been cycling a lot, and Blake
Okay.
is actually a runner.
Oh,
I was
cool.
going to ask because Adam. You never know, but I wouldn't think of him as a runner.
Who, Blake or Adam?
No, Adam.
Adam is not a runner. Adam's not a runner for one major reason. When he was 11 years old, he was hit by a cement truck, and his legs are like not great. So
For real?
Yeah. He's got
wow.
like he can obviously walk and run for like a block,
Right.
but his knees are bad, and it's so he cycles. Yeah.
Who gets hit by a cement truck?
Well, didn't you get hit by something weird when you were a kid? You ran in a dirt bike in the back of a car or something?
Oh no, the guy took off and the tailpipe was very hot and it burned the inside of my leg right next to my testicles.
Yeah.
Ow.
To this day, he
Dude.
shows everyone.
Yeah.
Wait,
Every chance he gets.
why were your nuts near a...
Okay,
Was this a bang bus?
It's kind of like it.
Were you hit by a bang bus? Do we
don't-
have the same origin story?
It could have been, and it also poured cement. No,
So you got hit by a car and you were underneath it and the tailpipe was still hot.
No, my friend was driving a mini bike, like a dirt bike.
Oh, okay.
And I went to jump on it, and he started taking off as I went to jump on it, so I landed on his muffler.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and that's back then when
Yeah.
they made those things as hot as they could just to burn you on purpose.
Yeah.
You landed on my muffler sounds like a euphemism for something.
Well, it did create.
Dude, you landed on my muffler.
Again.
It burned.
Whose muffler is that?
Exactly. But so you were originally coming on to promote a movie that was coming out.
Yeah, we just dropped a movie on Paramount Plus called At Midnight. It's a pretty fun romantic comedy that's in Spanish and English. It takes place in Mexico, with a lot of the cast is Mexican, a lot of the cast is American. It's a really cool story, basically about a boyfriend-girlfriend movie stars, me and Monica Barbaro from Top Gun Maverick. We play like these people in like a Marvel franchise type thing, and then I get caught cheating on her, but we still have to keep the relationship for like PR purposes, and we're filming the final movie of the franchise in Mexico at this hotel, and she falls for the sweetheart of a manager at the hotel, who's played by Diego Boneta. And they hit it off, and I play like the douchebag, which is always fun, and super cute movie.
All right. And when is that available?
Now it dropped the week of Valentine's Day, so I got to go down to Mexico City and go for a run.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Which was pretty great.
High altitude, right?
Yeah, it is.
Did you
actually.
feel it?
I was like, what's going on here? Yeah, I did. My wife was like, let's go. Come on. But it was fun. That's how she likes to travel. She likes to go to cities, have a run. I'm sure you guys do the same thing.
Yeah.
So
That's what us nerds do.
when you do travel and or you're shooting, different things at different locations, where's been some of your favorite places that you've gone running?
Mexico City was pretty cool. We were staying right near their kind of like Central Park and got to go in there and explore like monuments and stuff. Nice. Other times like New York, going out on the West Side Highway
Oh yeah.
over there,
Yeah,
right? That's always kind of like a fun out and back.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know, it's like New York City. You're like, whoa, I'm like Woody Allen, except not.
I feel like New York's one of those
and,
places where even though it sucks to run through traffic or intersections, you're in New York, so it's kind of okay.
Right. And it's almost a different kind of workout. You're stopping, you're starting, it's like trail running, urban trail running.
It kind of is.
And
you get on the side of the highway and you're good to go for a couple miles.
But I like that because then you get to see the aircraft carrier and the big boat.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's. Yeah, the big boat.
And if you get down further enough, you can see the Liberty, the statue up.
It's rad. It's super rad.
Hey,
you
how about-
salute, you turn around, you run back.
How about this? You want to run the New York City Marathon with us this year?
Oh man, I don't know. I've done one marathon, and as soon as I did it, I was like, no, not my thing.
Which one did you do?
I did the San Diego Rock and Roll.
Okay.
Whatever it's called. I mean, maybe it's not called that anymore.
Yeah.
But this was like 2008. My wife, she's run Boston a few times, she's quick. She was like, just do this one marathon. And I didn't understand like how much training you have to do before you run 26.
Right.
No one talks about how like you've run 16 miles 10 times. You've run 20 miles a handful of times. I know there's different like
they
training
talk about
methods, but like, yeah. But dude, I mean, the wall, like it was so funny because I'm fine. We're running. We get to 20 miles or maybe 21 or 22 miles. And my wife turns to me and she's like, you good? I was like, yeah, feeling good. Like, let's bring it home. She's like, and then she's like, because that mile was like full minute slower than every mile we've done before. And I was like, oh, all right, well, she's got the watch, and I'm like, let's go. And then I run hard for like 10 seconds, and I'm like, I can't do this. And for like the last 4 miles, my like eyes are closed. I'm barely, and my chin is just in the sky.
And it's San Diego, so it's probably hot.
It was okay. It was a little overcast because you got the marine layer in the morning, and it was actually kind of almost raining, like a mist.
Oh, that's always nice.
We don't get the marine layer here.
Right. But so I'm like, you go ahead, like don't wait for me. And she's like, for sure stayed with me because she thought I was gonna die.
Is she running Boston this year?
No, she just had a kid, so she's getting back in gear. But she ran it a couple years ago.
She just had a kid, like it wasn't his.
What do you know what I mean? Like her body just produced a child. So no, she's not running it this year as far as I know. I think she's gonna run Mountains to Beach, which is in a few months.
Oh, cool.
Which is like in Ojai, I believe. Yeah, she was supposed to do it during the pandemic, and then that happened, and so she ran a half marathon, PR'd, like just training on her own. Nice. Like ran not a real race, but like just went and did it.
Yeah.
At the Rose Bowl near us, just running laps.
Nice.
And then was like, I'm pregnant, and time out from
So
marathoning.
You're a new dad.
Well, yeah, third time's a charm.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
You seem so lively for
family.
3 kids.
Well, I'm on a podcast.
Gotta pretend.
I don't want to be the guy who's like, "What's up, guys? Oh, did I sleep with a 5-year-old kicking you all night?" Yeah, I did.
I mean, that's part of training, though. Like it makes a difference. Like our friends who don't have kids,
yeah,
they're always ready to go.
Oh yeah, I always, whenever I see the Tracksmith ads where it's like, oh, the post-run coffee, lounging on a couch for all day on Saturday while journaling and doing whatever else, I'm like, let's post the one where you get back from a 20-mile long run and have to go to a 1-year-old birthday party.
Right. Somebody hands you a baby with a blowout. And they're like, it's got to change now. Like the fucking oven's on fire. And you're just like, just trying to bring my heart rate down. And suddenly it's skyrocketing.
It's a certain type of heart rate.
Well,
training.
people don't talk about it, but there is like remember Jarrett, our buddy, he would take a long run, and he would nap the rest of the day. And I think that the real training for people who have kids is you learn to run and do your long runs on Saturday, and that's just the beginning. Like, okay, now it's entertain the kids for a couple hours, and so it's a different kind of training.
I do remember that now. We would we'd be doing marathon training and go for 18, 19 miles and just hit Chipotle and then just lounge for the rest of the day before we had kids. That was it.
It's like one of those moments.
You couldn't do anything.
One of those moments in life that you'll never get back.
I mean, you don't know how precious it is.
And you can't appreciate it at that time. It's impossible.
Right. Well, this is when then you're an empty nester, and all of a sudden it gets way more competitive again in the certain age groups.
Especially with triathlons.
Totally.
Like triathlons, for some reason, I think it's like the kids go out. There's a room.
They got all the time in the world. Yeah. They're like, oh, am I going to go for an hour-long bike ride, and then I'm going to go for a 30-minute run, and then I'm going to go for a swim? And you're like, oh, you have nowhere to be. That's it.
I mean, that was my problem with the triathlon too. It's just there's so much time involved in triathlon.
And the gear, it's so expensive. It's too bad how it's very prohibitive.
Yeah.
And after the swim, when I was doing my race, the deal I made with myself was I wouldn't get passed by anybody whose legs weren't shaved, like cyclists. And so you see these guys go by on $15,000 bikes, and you're like, hey man, if you're not passing me, you're a loser. You have to pass me.
Seriously.
Yeah. So you don't shave your legs, even though you have a swim background.
Well, no, not now. I mean, and for this, you wear a wetsuit anyway.
Yeah.
So you've got that covering your legs. But the cyclist with the shaved legs, I would, as soon as someone edged up on me, I'd look at the calves, check the legs, shaved. Go right ahead, sir. Do your thing.
Is it a bonus point if they have the M. tattoo on the calf, like a bonus motivation to do even better?
Right.
Or to let them go.
Then I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah, you were
I let
obviously
him
really
go.
into this.
But there was one guy who passed me, and then I stayed within, a few yards of him the whole time. I was like, I can't let this guy get away. Look at the hair. Look at the hair on those legs. You can imagine him. Imagine him in the Speedo, hairy legs.
It's already in there.
Yeah,
It's in there.
I mean, I did not shave my legs for the triathlon.
No.
And I'm not exactly.
I think you should do it for Tokyo to give you an extra edge.
No, because I want to stand out in Tokyo. We're going to Tokyo this week.
You will stand out.
And
Unreal.
I want to have that American
Werewolf,
American
in Tokyo.
hair.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Tokyo's great. I'm like super jealous. I got a buddy who's also a runner, and he wants to do like all the big marathons.
The
And
six.
he's done New York, he's done Chicago, he's done Berlin.
Okay.
So he's on his way.
Yeah. It's got London
Yeah.
and Tokyo.
Yeah.
Boston.
Yeah. I thought he said Boston.
Has he done Boston? No, I said Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Is Chicago one of the big ones? It is.
It is.
Yep.
It is.
And I
okay,
think,
good.
I guess it's under review, but there might be one in China.
Dude, stop saying that.
As a
And they're
seven.
also
Oh,
looking
cool.
at Australia, but I want it to be done at 6.
Dude, they're going to be
done.
They're just going to keep tacking them
Because then
on.
I'm
so
going
you
to have to go someplace else.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand how it's cool to just have your 5 thing, but like people want to travel, people want to go places, and
They don't.
I guess at the pro level, you don't want more than so many, so that you're like killing yourself.
There's
as a
6
pro.
right now. I think 6 is
Yeah.
plenty.
I think
That's
it's
a
a
lot.
little unfair that there's 3 in the United States. I don't think
I
that's
think we
fair to other
started it
countries.
though.
Oh,
I agree.
did we start it?
Well, Boston's the oldest marathon.
Yeah, I get that. That should be in there. New York.
I thought
makes
the
sense.
original marathon would be the oldest marathon,
No, because it's not
like the one the guy ran.
You're talking
set
yeah.
the distance.
No, they didn't keep it up.
Yeah, they had
Right,
a
that's
break.
true.
That guy
That's true.
died, and they let it go for a while.
Yeah,
Went into a different organizer's hands.
no commitment.
Plus, I heard he was bib muling.
Mm.
Wasn't even. It wasn't
So
even-
if you had to cancel one of the U.S. marathons, would not be Boston, right?
I would.
So then Chicago's got to go.
I would think Chicago has to go, in my personal opinion.
I think it's.
but it's
you've
fast.
actually-
Isn't it a fast one?
It
Isn't
is.
that where everyone gets
Here's
their
the problem.
PRs?
New York really sucks, but it's New York.
Yeah.
Right. My wife did it a few years ago, and she said it was just awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like we did this past fall, and it was mind blowing.
It was also
right.
80 degrees. It was.
Yeah,
it was
I mean,
ridiculously horrible.
Did the year my wife did Boston the year before the bombing?
Okay.
And it was like 88 degrees.
I remember
and they
that.
Gave everyone you could defer, and she did not defer.
Oh,
She
wow.
ran it and was just cooked. And
Yeah.
I'm out there chasing her, going from place to place. I'm pitting out. I'm like, God, it was really hot out there. You know?
I gotta
And
tell
she's
you-
like, what?
Spectating is as hard sometimes as actually running it. You're on your feet the same amount of time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You deserve a medal.
You're
Yeah.
asking her for a bottle of Gatorade at the end.
Yeah.
Could you just grab
She's
me
like,
water?
where's my little silver blanket? But yeah, that was fun. It was super duper hot, and I was like, people were just dropping out left and right.
So, all right, let's get into. I'm going to actually ask, what's your wife's favorite shoe?
She doesn't care.
What's her name?
at all. Emma.
Emma. Okay, so yeah.
Emma, yeah. So Emma, she is a runner. She was a cross country runner in high school. She ran at Wisconsin for a minute before she just her shin splints or something with her legs, and she had to call it. Then she got into marathoning, and she could run a marathon in clogs and not care or notice like the difference. I'm essentially her shoe shopper. And so like whenever I get something that I think is pretty great, I give it to her and she's like, okay, sure. Yeah. And I'm like, how were they? And she's,
See,
they're fine.
I get that. Like, you're all excited. You're like, I'm going to give you something that you're going to appreciate. It's going to make your running
Right.
experience more enjoyable. And she's like,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. She's running in the Nova Blast 3 right now.
All right.
Nice.
So you're liking that
Just
shoe?
because like, I actually haven't run in it. I was running in, when I got these I was running in the Trinusas. 14s or the 15s, and I was still hanging on to my favorite shoe of all time,
What's that?
the Rebel V2.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
There you
There's
go.
there's not a shoe that is more, as soon as you put it on and you take 5 strides, you feel like you're the fastest person in the world.
It's a hard
And now-
shoe to calm down in.
It's nice.
And you're moving and and you feel like light and nimble, and it's squishy, but you're not rolling like you are kind of in the V3s. But I mean, if you run more than 4 miles in it, the pad on my foot starts kind of barking.
So this is amazing because I think you hit on something here. First off, I agree with you. The V2 was better than the V3, which I just heard you mention. And what color? First off, what color is your favorite color in the V2?
The orange.
Yes.
The OGs.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're
Creamsicle.
unbelievable. I was like, these are the best looking shoes, and got them purely on that. Had never used fuel cell before, and then put them on and was like, oh, this is the most comfortable shoe ever, and my most favorite shoe to run in.
It's like a slipper. It feels like a slipper for your foot. In a way.
But I think
does.
it's what's missing, and I tried to describe this to Danny at New Balance, was that the 2 feels fast. You put it on and you just want to run fast. And something happened on the 3 where the 3 just feels soft. It's almost like a 2 with a flat tire.
Yeah, and it's somehow it's rolly from side to side,
totally.
and then it's also got a toe guard in it that like instantly dented inward and now rubs against my foot. And I'm like, we don't need a toe guard. What are we using the toe guard for?
Right. It's not a trail shoe.
But yeah, it's and all I wanted as soon as they announced like, hey, we've increased the midsole, I was like, oh great, now I can run a little bit further in my Rebel, and yeah, it just didn't have the fun.
Yeah.
It's such a hard thing to put a finger on too. Like exactly.
Yeah, well, I've
what.
since gotten the Puma, the DV8 Nitro Elite.
Okay. Yeah.
And that reminds me of the Rebel V2. But again, it still like rolls a little bit. It doesn't have the planted flat, like my foot is in charge of where I'm going kind of feel.
I know Robbie is going into analytic mode to try to figure out what shoe would be the equivalent with the non-roll. Am I correct, Robbie?
I was going there, but I was thinking that, and I think it is that rounded edge that with a little bit of a higher stack kind of makes that happen. I know I felt that in some of the Nike trail shoes are the same way, where they have that round, the rounded edge.
What's tough for me is Durs looks like, or Sir Durs, I'm sorry, looks
Thank you.
like he is 10 feet tall compared to everybody else on the cast. So I can't tell.
6'3".
Oh, you're 6'3"? Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
So okay, that
So,
makes sense.
okay, so Adam, I thought Adam
I'm a
was-
Clydesdale.
I thought Adam was very tiny. It turns out.
No. He's
Regular human?
I don't know, 5'10". 5'8".
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. So 6'3". So you are getting into like the amount of pressure that you're putting on a shoe is a little bit different than say some of
It's
the.
a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm running around 190, hopefully sometimes 180.
Oh, wow.
It depends on how much I'm running.
Yeah. So you're getting a different experience from the midsole. That's the rolling from side to side that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to
And
think.
like the Trinusa, like I'm not going anywhere. It's a little firmer, right? But for whatever reason, it still lands right. Like the way it makes me land isn't as impactful.
See, I could see you liking the endorphin shift. Saucony endorphin shift. Because.
Yeah. You guys are all
Or
about
you-
the endorphins.
Yeah, or even the speed too. The speed.
Well,
as
not so much. No, because I'm thinking that like the Noosa has that nice firm roll through it. And so you're not going side to side. The shift is also it still has a nice bounce under the toe, but has the stability in the heel and the other part where he's not going to feel that roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to ASICS. They did send me the, is it the Super Blast?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and that's kind of just like great.
Yeah.
You know
That
what
one
I
gets
mean? It's
better.
like
Pretty much.
taking a hovercraft out for a ride.
Yeah, that one
That's a
gets
good-
better.
that's a good description,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
like 6'6" in that one. But it gets better with mileage.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, definitely
Good.
give that one a shot. But
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not doing more than like 4 miles right now. And a lot of what I'm doing is inside on an assault runner. As I'm
right.
doing like a circuit training kind of thing, it'll be like I'll do 2 or 4 800s between other stuff.
Are you training for something specific, or is this just to be like a Marvel super character, like you were in
Trying
this
to get
last
a movie
movie?
star. A buddy of mine said, "I'm trying to get a cape."
Yeah.
He's like, "Dude, I'm just trying to get a cape." But yeah, I don't know. It's I got to cross train. I can't just run because it doesn't do my body any favors, and I just eat a ton.
There you go.
I just get super hungry, and then I grow boobs.
Yeah.
That is,
with that.
I honestly think that is most men's fear, and why a lot of us run.
Yeah, probably. And doesn't get,
Yeah.
and the thing is, when you get older, you just gotta keep going harder, and it's
Got to.
an uphill battle
Got
forever.
to. I mean, and part of me when I'm out running and doing 4 miles is like, should I just be dropping every quarter or half mile and like maxing out push-ups just to like
Right.
keep the musculature as opposed to just feeling like, just because I don't want to be skinny with like flappy hang. I mean, the photos they took of me finishing the Malibu triathlon were not flattering at all.
See, that's
Just
I
like
didn't even think
skin's
about
going
that.
places now.
So
It's getting sad.
So true.
honestly, like the little bit of notoriety that we may have when we go to running events and stuff like that, it does put a little more pressure on you for like
Dude,
running and stuff.
Of course.
Do you feel that when you come, like if someone's like, Durs, or they shout out, Workaholics or something?
a little bit. So, I mean, like, you got to get there super early, set up your bike and all this stuff. And everyone's like, and I'm on my own. I'm not there with a friend. He actually got COVID and couldn't do it. Thank God he would have beat me. But I'm out there like in the sand, like watching the first few waves go up, and I haven't zipped my wetsuit, and I'm like reaching for the thing, and somebody just comes up behind me and goes, "I got you, Durs." And just like zips it up, and I like turn around. I'm like, "Thanks, man."
Just slaps you on
I
the
thought I
ass.
was in my own world, like in
Yeah.
my own zone as like an athlete, and it's like unavoidable.
Yeah.
But then, on the run, you're seeing people be like, "Oh shit, Durs is out here," and you're like, "Yeah, just crying as I try and finish this
Actually, see, I
this
think
10K."
well, most of the triathlon courses are loops, so you're going to see the people a couple times.
Yeah, this was a loop.
Yeah.
This was a loop, which I actually like. As a swimmer, my wife likes to just go running, right? And like meander and do this and do that, and it's just whatever, you're out running. I like loops. I like down and out and backs because I do splits. I do splits in my head, and I know you can do it on your watch, but I'm like, I want to know if I'm faster on the exact same thing as opposed to just like increasing my speed on a new block, a new terrain. There could be a different hill or whatever.
That's interesting.
not fun.
I never
I'm
thought
not a
about
fun
that.
person.
So like basically because of your swimming background and that kind of metronome style doing laps back and forth, that also transfers to everything else.
I'm actually thinking.
Well, yeah, you're in a total control environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking of something different though. Like, when you go to a race and like people are like, "Did I beat Oprah's time? Did I beat so and so's time?" Like when he goes out there and he knows that somebody knows who he is. Do you feel that pressure of, crap, people are going to want to just pass me or get over on me just so they can be like, I beat
Yeah, but I
so-and-so.
like that.
Okay, you're cool with that.
Because if you're gonna be like, and by the way, I did. I tried to pick up the last half mile of the 10K and just like really bring it home and tore my calf. Like after running probably like 2 blocks, whatever that would be, like 500 meters, like into next gear, I felt it go kick.
Oh,
and I was like,
God.
dude, doesn't matter. You're almost there. Quarter mile kick. And I was like, okay, now I have to like crow hop for quarter mile over the finish line. But, when I get out there, I'm like, it's like I'm back in competition mode, and like my brain goes like, no one can touch you. See that person up there? Take them down.
Yeah.
I love
And
that.
That's how you destroy your body.
It's a great mentality though.
Yeah. But anyway, if someone's going to beat me, like, good, but you're going to have to go quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got the eye of the tiger. I'm more like, you look like you're working hard. Go for it.
Well, no, I mean, look, I'm and there was a dude who was like, finishing with me, and I was like, let's bring it in, let's bring it home.
Let's rewind that one.
So then I pull away from him for a little bit, and then pop, and then he passes me, and I'm like, go get him. You're probably 25. Go get him.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I hope he was 25.
When we did the New York City Marathon, we did it a little bit more casually, I think, because of the temperatures, and we'll blame it on the temperatures, right? But in the last couple miles, I felt like I had enough to make a good push, but then kind of the same thing. My knee started acting up, and I just couldn't get past a certain pace.
Yeah.
And it's just the worst because that's my favorite part of any race is being able to just feel good, and then physically I felt good, except for my knee. And then just not being able to pass people when you're going through Central Park, it's packed, shoulder to shoulder, and everyone's just kind of passing you. And, this is just the worst feeling.
Yeah. I mean, by the way, I don't know how you guys run. Like when I see people having fun during a marathon, I can't identify with it at all. The guys who are in tutus dribbling basketballs.
Right.
And by the way, some of those guys are running like a 3:20 marathon with a basketball. But like, I just am like, I have to focus. I have to take it seriously. Like, I don't even want to stop for a photo because I'm like, that's 10 seconds. That's my time. Like, what, but I know you guys run enough marathons that like some of them you can kind of just toss, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, some of you just want to. Like, that was a mistake, though. Like, I ran London and New York last year, and they're kind of close together. And last year, now it's in the spring London. But, and I thought I could cruise into New York on my London marathon. I was like, okay, I'll run London, and then I'll just kind of cruise through New York. And that was not the case. Not the case. It was a hard day.
You were still feeling it?
Oh, man. It was a brutal day. I was lucky I was running with a friend, and he was having a bad day, so I got to kind of even slow down more and be like, I'm helping him. But,
And you guys do ultras or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, some, but usually just like 50Ks. I mean, we've done.
Do you know you're a G when you say just 50K?
Yeah. The longest I've gone, I've done a couple 50 milers, but I actually really enjoy some of the longer stuff. But for me right now, like marathons have taken kind of like the center spotlight, and I tried the triathlon.
Yeah.
I give you so much credit, man. It's just like the swim scared the crap out of me. The bike crushed my butt. Like, end of a 50-mile ride with, I was dying.
You did a half Ironman?
Yeah, we did two. There were two half Ironmans, a 70.3.
Oh, wow, yeah, okay, right on.
And I went down to Haines, Florida, and you have to. I didn't want to bring my own bike because that was a pain in the ass. So I rented a bike when I got down there, and the seat was just different.
That was also a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it turned out to be
it's
a big
BYO seat. You got to bring your own seat situation.
I should have. That's actually, you know what? I can't believe I didn't think of that. But yeah, because that really was the difference maker. Like towards the end, like I didn't know whether I was tired, so I didn't.
You had a banana seat on your bike that you were trying right? Yeah, it's totally different.
But
you had a friend behind you.
It was a tandem bike.
Very, very cool. Yeah, the seat. I mean, and just your body knowing stuff. Like, I mean, it'd be like if someone was like, "Here, run in these shoes." You're like, "Wait, what? What are these shoes?"
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah,
no, I know what you mean. I think half marathon sounds still doable because you're like, "Wow, that's kind of far," and didn't take the whole morning.
Half marathons can be surprisingly hard too. I hate 5Ks.
Oh yeah,
5Ks are the worst. Man. Like they hurt so bad.
You mean because it's a different, it's less aerobic and more anaerobic because you're really
You have to like.
It's just you have to go all out and
right.
Yeah, we're gonna do like the Fifth Avenue Mile this year in New York.
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
Oh, that's scary. Yeah.
Terrified.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's just 1 mile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can just blow everything.
Yeah.
Just stretch. Just warm up and stretch and bring the Theragun and all that.
Man. Totally terrifying. But yeah. I don't know.
When we were at World Championships this past summer, and we were on the field at Hayward Field, and on the track, and we just had a fun let's run 100 meters against each other. I'm pretty sure I pulled every single muscle in my legs, and
It's
hurt.
no joke.
I hurt for 3 days afterwards.
I mean, even in the Olympics, when you watch Olympic trials or Olympics, the best in the world take their marks, they go, and somebody pulls something.
Oh yeah, that happened.
You're like, how's this possible? Aren't you guys drinking water and stretching? Like, how does this happen?
I think that happened
it
to
happens.
Fred Curley. Did it happen to Fred Curley? One of the top guys when we were there in the 100-meter sprint, I think. That's exactly what happened. Right off the box, pulled his hamstring.
It's
done.
crazy. But I guess it's just part of it.
Yeah.
Just like in Ironman, it's part of it for someone to be like, I'm gassed, can't finish.
Yeah.
You know. Wait, quick question. What's more impressive to you guys? Like someone who a guy who runs a 2:01 marathon, or a woman who runs like a under 2:10, right? That's kind of
2:20,
right?
2:16, yeah, something like that.
2:17. I
all
think
right,
it's
so-
the U.S. record or something like that.
Under 2:20 or under 2:05 marathon, or someone who can do 50 marathons in 50 states in 50 days.
So you're the Carnaz, Dean
Like
Carnaz.
that whole thing where you're like, what? How?
I think that for me, the ability to run like a woman's U.S. American record or a men's U.S. American record is more impressive to me than someone running 50 marathons in 50 days. Because honestly, I feel like I could do that. It wouldn't be fast.
You heard it here first. This is the announcement, everyone.
I mean, I feel like I could. Like I feel
Right.
it
I'm sure a
wouldn't-
lot of people feel like they could, but then to do it is...
Well, no, like
is it that...
Mike Wardian? Do you know who that is? Okay, Mike Wardian. He ran across the United States.
Okay.
This past summer.
Yeah.
And to me, it's digestible. Like listening to him talk, I'm like, yeah, there's parts of it that would suck, but I get it. And every day he was running like 50, 60 miles to get across the United States. Now, what was really impressive to me is when he finished, he did a 5K the next day, where he did a 5K in sub 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was like 17 minutes or something.
So after running across the United States.
Oh, well,
Wow.
the crazy thing is too,
Wow.
the last day he was so close to home, he just wanted to finish. So he ran 100 miles the last day.
Yeah.
And then I think the next morning ran, 17-minute 5K.
I mean, what's he running in?
He
What
ran
are
in
his
Hocus.
shoes?
Yeah, he's a Hoka guy.
Interesting. Hoka's... I haven't met a Hoka that I've clicked with.
You know, there might be one coming for you. I mean, but it's a
right.
speed shoe. You're gonna have to either do a 5K
That's
or a half
okay.
or something like that.
I remember getting the Carbon X, the first Carbon X when they came out. Just popped my ankle twice.
Yeah.
Like got them out, popped my ankle, just rolled it because it puts you on your toe,
Yeah.
and then it's got the stack, and I just rolled it. Felt the pop. Took a month off of running. Was like, all right, let's get back out there.
Put him back on.
And I was like, so these are going in the garbage. But I have the those orange and blue ones that came out. What were they called? The Rincons.
Oh yeah,
The Rincon, yeah.
Those I was like, these are the best looking shoe I've ever seen. So
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
I don't care if they
Very
work or do not, I'm
Southwest.
getting these. Yeah. Those were sick.
So wait a second. What's more impressive to you? Someone who can run a really fast one time or a multiple long?
I would say the one time, because everyone's trying to do that, and no
Right.
one's trying to do the circus of running 50 marathons in 50 days and like booking plane rides or whatever that is.
Right.
It's crazy and it's tough. And I'm not saying everyone could do it if they had like fucking sponsorship from Greyhound buses or whatever. Yeah, I mean, like everyone's trying to go 205, but
Is it impressive for you, since you're from a swimming background? Then what, like something that Michael Phelps does, where it's so many gold medals in the Olympics, or
yeah.
or are you also impressed by endurance feats like swimming to Cuba, or to cross the English
Yeah,
Channel,
I mean, that's
stuff like that?
Of course, those Diana Neistat, is that her name? I can't remember, but she's an older woman who swam the craziest shit you've ever heard
Is
of.
she the one that like swam a mile in the Arctic, like in the?
They had to grease her up
Probably.
or something.
Yeah.
She swam like the English Channel when she was like 78 in like a record time, just like a total beast. And that stuff's admirable. Open water swimming, it is totally like a different animal. It's not even equivalent to like track to trail running. It's like from track to like mountain running and the mountains moving. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's totally different. But yeah, Michael Phelps, I don't even think anybody understands how like insane what he did was, because if you're a swimmer, you can kind of do every sport or every stroke, and if you're really good, you can be pretty good at every stroke, but you aren't the best ever, especially if he's doing like the 400 IM and the 100 fly. Like the crossover for that at a world record level, it doesn't really happen that often.
So you think that some of his records are just going to stand as far as the gold medals?
No, like the records because swimming has changed. Because of him, and the rules have changed. A lot of the records have gone, and also like there was this era where people were wearing these suits that are now banned that you can't wear anymore because they were too buoyant. But you know, it's been 20 years since a lot of those records anyway, and time just marches on.
So that to me is like the shoe thing though. Like when you talk about super shoes,
yeah,
and people are like, okay, but people used to run in these flats and it's an unfair advantage stuff. But like if you're talking about the shark skin suits or whatever, the ones that got banned in swimming, do you think that's holding back the
actual shark skin? You cannot make suits out of actual shark skin. That is correct.
Yeah, well, I would assume
I know you're
there's
saying.
PETAs
Yeah.
in there, but the whatchamacallit though, those suits, like them banning them, is it necessarily a good thing, or would it be better to evolve the sport and have faster times and have, the technology help the athlete?
I think it was that the suits dramatically dropped the time so dramatically that they were like, well, hang on a second, what are we doing? You know? But they've done different things. For example, on like a starting block, there's now something for like a back foot, so you can do a staggered foot start. Whereas when I was swimming, a lot of people started with 2 feet up or 1 foot back, and your back foot didn't really have the ability to launch off of anything.
So why did they?
And then it's not.
Why did they do that? Why did they start doing that?
I think they did it because they were like, so many people are putting their foot back. Shouldn't there be something there? And then it's no coincidence that somebody like Caleb Dressel, who has, I think, like a 45-inch vertical leap, becomes the fastest sprinter ever in history. Because all of a sudden he's got that leverage for his back foot. And then also in breaststroke, you can take a butterfly, a dolphin kick before you do a pullout now, and that's got to drop an extra second if you're doing that off the start and off the turn. So little things like that. There's a new thing that they drop in the water for a backstroker on their start to put their toes on, whereas before, like just like track, where like maybe you'll get a cramp, maybe you'll slip on your start. Even at the Olympics, there's a possibility your toes could slip, and now no one slips because they got the thing there.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never knew that was going on behind the scenes. I mean,
and it's coaches who are innovating and saying, pushing FINA or whoever it is to like say, well, shouldn't we have these things? People are doing this. Like, why are we disqualifying breaststrokers for kind of moving their body in a dolphin manner as they do a pullout? Why don't we just say you can have a dolphin kick? And then they allowed it, and then now people are doing it.
So you sound like you're still a fan of the sport.
Yeah, I still watch. And like right now, NCAAs is a couple weeks away, and like all the conferences had their big conference meet this past week and the week before, and it's a whole different sport now. It's crazy.
And you said you went to Wisconsin?
Yeah, Madison.
So are you still like, is that your alma mater you're cheering for? And
oh yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, those are, I mean, I don't like know anybody there anymore. Like
I'm sure they know you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they know of me, but I'm not there like I used to be. But like, I was just filming in Hawaii, which is where we used to take our training trip. So most swim teams, if you're in like a place like Wisconsin or Boston or Minnesota or Michigan, you go on a training trip after the holidays to somewhere fabulous like Florida, the Caribbean. We went to Hawaii. And I was filming in Hawaii, and I was like, man, it'd be kind of sick to go back to the old pool and get some yards in. And I called, and they're like, you can't. You got to be like a student or faculty member. And I'm like, bummer. And then a couple days later, I'm doing a stunt, and my stunt man's like, you're a swimmer, right? And I was like, yeah, like I swam in Wisconsin. He's like, oh, dude, I train over at the university pool with a couple guys. The coach there is a Badger. And I was like, dude, let me get this guy's phone number. I got to hit him up. I want to do some laps. So I went back to the pool that I hadn't been to in 20 years. It looks the exact same, and shot the shit with this Badger who also took his training trip there when he was in school and is now the coach there, and jumped in and did a couple thousand, and it was cool. Like a walk down memory lane. And then I saw other teams that were training there, and like, they're doing what I did, Nobody's special. Everyone's doing the same thing.
So to get back to picturing you in gear, if you go swimming like that, are you wearing a Speedo?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, question for you. If a guy shows up and, like I'm not a swimmer, like even when I was training for the triathlon,
right?
I was going to the pool, I would maybe wear bike shorts or just a regular swimsuit, like the kind that you would go get drinks or margaritas by the side of the pool.
Got your chubbies
like,
on.
Right, yeah.
Is that like, to me, when I would see somebody, like if I saw somebody running in a pair of old New Balance, like...
basketball shorts?
No, yeah, like almost like, yeah, I guess that would be it. Like,
but not even like new. It's like somebody running in like Air Maxes.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say...
Because it's more like, yeah, these are running shoes, and you're like, they're not.
Like 574s or something like that, or 990s.
Yeah.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're wearing trunks, I assume you're not serious.
See, would that be amazing? You go out
but
and
swimmers
kick
wear
everybody's
something
butt.
called jammers now, which are essentially bike shorts.
Yeah, so that's what I tried to get away with because I knew that I was not cool. So I was like,
so the thing with jammers is that it'd be like if you saw when you see somebody jogging very slow in like Vapor Max.
Oh no, I was that guy.
So like jammers are what you wear to the race. You don't practice in jammers unless you're like 10 years old or...
Oh, Durs, man. I will tell you.
Yeah.
So my
And
wife...
I'm speaking for myself.
I did the first triathlon by myself, and I had fun because I was with a bunch of friends. So
Nice.
I said to my wife, I said, why don't you do the triathlon with me this next one? So she came to do it, and so I had already done the swimming training for the first one. So I go to the pool, and I'm like, relax. I'll show you the ways. Right. She was lapping me, like in the first day we were there. She's like, am I doing it right? I'm like, no, you're going too fast.
Yeah. I'm drowning in your wake. Cut it out.
I got jammers on. I can't keep
it was
up.
the worst. Now I realize I was wearing jammers. I didn't have the hair basket on, but...
Oh, you have to have a hair basket.
Yeah.
You mean a swim cap?
That's it.
Hair basket.
I wasn't
what a
cooking
hair
any French
basket
fries
is?
or anything.
I tell this to people whenever I go on like public forums like this. Speaking of hair basket, if you're ever at a hotel, like a DoubleTree or like a Holiday Inn somewhere, never use the ice bucket without putting the bag in it, because the odds are a swim team has come and stayed there, and we just would sit around watching TV sitting on towels, and you fill the ice bucket up with water and you dip your razor in there and you shave your legs.
Delicious.
So never use those ice buckets because somebody shaved their legs in them.
That would probably be the least thing I'd be afraid of in a hotel.
Yeah.
In the ice bucket without a liner.
That's a hair basket.
Man, I never thought about shaving parties. So that's a thing. I never.
Well, because what are you gonna like be? It's like you don't want to be in a shower like by yourself, and then like the next person got to go in. You just all sit around watching TV,
shave buckets,
shaking the thing in the bucket.
So do you shave each other's backs then? Is that also the case?
I've seen it. I've seen it happen. Yeah, because if
I mean, I
you
get
got a
it.
little back situation. Maybe your homie could take care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a hairy guy, so I never needed any assistance.
All right. So if you, I know we're getting short on time, but if you were going to go swimming today and competitive swimming, you keep the mustache or lose the mustache?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, Mark Spitz status all the way.
Yes.
All right, we're keeping it. The dolphin
Yeah,
tail.
but then if I'm racing, stash might have to come off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Put the swim basket on.
I like it.
Prisoners.
Are you going to use swim basket?
I think it might stay here. I think it might live here because if I take that to the pool, they'll be like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, I think just put up a sign: swim basket required.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they'll know. That.
all you need to do is just make a TikTok about it, and then just somehow make it funny, and then people will just catch on. It's just
what do you mean somehow make it funny? Okay, you know what? I'll figure it out. And I'll see you guys at the New York Marathon. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I'm telling you, if you want to come, we will give you the VIP treatment.
When is it?
December.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't say what
Wait,
year.
did you say December?
But it's not. But it's not. It's in November.
Yeah, it's in November.
Okay, because I was like, isn't it freezing cold in December?
I mean, it can be.
Yeah.
This year
Are
it
you
was
guys
80
doing
degrees.
something with New Balance again?
Yeah. Wow, he does know us.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, hey, I got to know what to wear. You guys let me know.
I like it.
You know?
You came prepared.
I can't wait for the new with the SE Trainer Elite. I can't wait for that one. It looks better. Didn't like the look of the old one, so I held out.
Yeah, the old one was really nice. The actual feel of it.
He's not. He's talking about the Elite, not the SE
The
Trainer.
Elite or the train? Which one?
I'm talking about the Trainer.
The Trainer. Okay.
I want the Cush. That's what I use as the Elite, the RC Elite.
Okay.
See, that's actually, now that you mention it, that might be the SE Trainer would actually.
SE Trainer might be a good shoe for you.
Yeah. I'll check it out. Better than the Super Blast ASIC.
Different.
Just totally different. Yeah.
Different. Super Blast
totally
is
different.
Super Blast. I'll say you can like. I'm probably gonna run the Tokyo Marathon in the Super Blast, even though it's not like a plated super shoe. But the SE Trainer is just like that long cruiser comfort feel.
See, you guys keep talking about the plate. I never feel the plate. I mean,
see, and someone your size should be loading that plate.
I don't know. I am loading the plate, but I'm not loading the carbon plate. I'm loading the plate after I'm running with fucking mashed potatoes and gravy. But no, I feel like I can. I'm never like, oh yeah, there's the plate, except for the
DV8 Elite,
the RC Elite 1.
Okay, yeah.
I remember putting that on with that cool grip. I remember putting that on and really feeling the plate.
You really do like
not the best way.
Yeah, the diamond cut rubber.
I like that grip though.
It's more expensive. That's why that's gone.
Yeah, but it's rad.
It was like
I wear those casually sometimes.
Nice.
I have a special edition one that helped kids at schools.
That's what I got. The white and green ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, dude, at eBay I got those. I was like,
that was
done.
a nice pair of shoes.
It's a high color, right?
Yeah, they're handsome. Even my wife who hates. She's like, you got another pair of shoes? She saw those and was like, those are okay. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. And then next time we'll talk about Norda.
All right.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. We got to email someone back.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I like getting in ahead of the curve before everybody's got them.
All right, is anybody on
Solomon running in speed cross 2s, and now all of a sudden Solomon's like Rihanna's favorite show?
Yeah, she blew that out.
Oh, yeah.
Is anybody on your Workaholics? Are any of them Canadian? For some reason, I thought that one guy was.
No, nobody's Canadian.
Adam looks like a Canadian.
Nebraska, Bay Area, and myself out of Chicago.
Okay.
All right.
Are you in Los Angeles now? Is that?
Yeah, I live out here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I've been here for 20 years. So, yeah, we're doing some trail running out here.
Is that a whiteboard behind you?
It is.
Are you gonna do you do is that where?
Oh yeah, look, Act 1 is ready to go. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just moved into this new office, and I got to get this whiteboard up on the wall. But yeah. Do you do readings? This is where the magic happens.
Do you do readings with your wife ever? Like, does she get to do you rehearse?
No. It would be she. I think I've done it with her once, and she was like, "You're not going to get this." And I was like, "Yeah, no, not with that attitude. This is too embarrassing." You know what I mean? Like, no, don't need it.
Nice.
All right.
It would break the, what is it? It would break like the mystery, right? She's like, I don't know how he gets in these movies, but if she saw, it'd be like, ugh, gross.
I thought maybe you'd overwhelm her with your talent, and she wouldn't know what to do.
Nope. 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 Unfortunately not.
Oh,
No,
man.
but thanks for having me on, guys. This was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we took up your time here. Let's promote the movie again one more time, and it's on Paramount.
Yeah, it's called At Midnight. It's on Paramount Plus. Get your subscription on. Don't be mad that they canceled the Workaholics movie. Go watch this.
we didn't talk
forgot
about that.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you know what? It's got more time for running.
Was there did you already have pre-production done on that and everything, or were?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
We were casting.
No
We'd
way.
rented studios. We started. We were just about to start building sets, and they said you're not global enough, and we said okay, fair enough,
Oh, man.
fair enough. But you know what is global?
sucks.
At Midnight. It's a Spanish-English story. It's super funny, very funny actors, and it is a sweet movie.
Awesome.
All right, awesome. Well, we really appreciate you coming on. It was a thrill when we saw that you actually were interacting with our channel.
I'm interacting.
Yeah. It
No, I
was
keep
amazing.
making these videos, guys. You guys are at the top of the game.
All right,
top
thanks,
of the game
man.
out there. No one does it better.
Oh wow! Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it, dude. Thank you so much.
All right, bud.
Yeah, man.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.